Hi everybody, Shelby with the Soap Brew House here, and this is a long-awaited video. Had some stuff going on, wasn't able to create more videos for you, so I'm really excited today. I'm making a really fun product. At least I think it's fun. Hope you think it's fun too. These are solid sugar scrubs. You may have seen them before. The recipe I'm using, I can't claim as my own. It's actually from Katie from Royalty Soaps, and she does have a video on it on YouTube as well. But I wanted to show you me doing it because it's just a lot of fun, and also just how I package it as well. I don't think on her video she shows you packaging. I don't remember. But let's get started and let's show you this really cool product that's really easy to make, and it's ready same day, which is even better for all you soap makers out there who do like cold process and hot process and you're like, now I have to wait for curing time. It's just so nice to have a product that's ready same day or next day. It's really great. So let me just tip the camera here and we're gonna get started. So we're gonna start off with the recipe. You're going to want 10 ounces of white granulated sugar, okay? And then we're gonna want 4 ounces of a clear melt and pour soap. You could do a white if you want. I prefer clear, that way it's just a little better with the colors. And that I have in the microwave now, all partially melted down. You're gonna have 2 ounces of shea butter. If I already pre-melted it down. If you want to use like a mango butter, another type of semi-soft butter, I suppose you could, but shea butter, I believe, is what Katie's originally recipe calls for, and it's fairly affordable, so I do the shea as well. Also, you want to have 2 ounces of a carrier oil. I use grapeseed oil. If you want, you could use fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil, avocado oil, pick an oil. You can pretty much do just about whatever you want. Sweet apricot oil, or no, sweet almond oil, apricot kernel oil, whichever one is fine. But this is grapeseed oil. And like I said, 2 ounces carrier oil, 2 ounces shea butter. Okay. And then you also want to have whatever color you're going to use. This is Iris Purple from Nurture. And I'm going to be doing a lavender one today. And I'm using black amber and lavender from Brambleberry. Okay, so like I said, I pre-melted down my shea butter. I'm going to add my grapeseed oil to that. All that out. There we go. Now I like to add to the oils, I like to add my color. Pick a size. I'm going to pick the one that says pinch. Start with that. And then, let's mix that a little bit with the dowel. The last thing you want to melt is your melt and pour. So, because time is of the essence, to have this, the batter, once it's all blended, have it mixed properly. So I do this to my color. Okay, and then I'll do, what's nice is this doesn't call for that much fragrance. And you could do an essential oil too if you want, but I usually mess with the fragrance oils. I like the variety that I get with that. This is one, the fragrance I sold a lot of over the holidays was this amber one. And it's pretty much a year-round favorite. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, summer, winter. It's all around, lavender's an all-around good scent to have. But I like this one because it's mixed up a little bit with a little bit of a musky amber component that just makes it kind of fun. At least for me, because I'm not a huge fan of lavender personally. But I've also made, I have a eucalyptus mint one that I made earlier, and I've made mango and lemon and a vanilla hazelnut, and you could, boy, you could do any kind. You could do chocolate. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? And you could do different colors. You could split the batch, and you could do like, you know, half green, half orangey color, and you could be like tropical, where you could have lime ones mixed in with lemon or mango or papaya or whatever. You could really get creative and fun with these little sugar cubes. Okay, so that's pretty good there. Let me just move that. Let me get my melt and pour. Okay, and you could use any container you want, pretty much. If you have like a square silicone mold. I just have these little guys, so for the sake of not purchasing something different, I just pour it into this. But you don't have to have this. If you have like a silicone slab mold, great, use that. You want to put it in round ones, great, use that. You've got, you know, little heart-shaped ones and you want to pour each individually and press them into that, great, use that. Whatever you got. Okay, let me move this aside real quick. Okay, so we got the sugar. Here's our oil mix with our fragrance. Now I'm going to put the melt and pour in with the oils and the color and the fragrance. Scoop all that out and mix that a little bit. Okay, and get that right in there with your sugar. Pour that. You don't have to work super speedy, but don't be slow either. And be careful stirring. You don't want to splash any back at you. And it's going to start to try to harden on you as the melt and pour starts to harden up or cool down. And so you want this flowy so you can get it into the silicone. So let's get this over here. Get my stuff out of the way. I'm just working on a tiny little, see, it's already firming up on me. Oh, bugger. And that's what you get for it being winter time, you know. It's not so much a problem when it's summertime. Things stay a little warmer and you have a little more working time. So I forgot to put my gloves on for you. So, but now I'm going to have to microwave this for just a moment. And fortunately you can. This is really forgiving. But you want to be sure that you only nuke it for just a few seconds at a time. You really don't want to melt the sugar. You're not creating a hot product, or then the oils are going to start to separate from the sugar and the melt and pour, and then you're going to have the oil floating on top once you get it in the mold. Okay, so let's microwave this really quick. And we're just going to allow so it can just pour a little bit, but not super liquid. I had the same problem with the eucalyptus mint ones I made earlier, and I think it's because it's winter. Okay, so let's see what we got here. This looks a little bit better. Yeah, let's scoop that from the sides, get that all mixed. And it's a really pretty color. This is going to morph a little bit because there is a vanillin content with the amber and lavender fragrance, but it does stay purplish. Okay, now we can start pouring this into the mold. I generally can get, I don't fill to the top. I fill about part way. And I can usually get about 4 cubes filled. It's already firming up again. Oh my gosh, I didn't have this much problem with the eucalyptus. Ay, ay, ay. probably because it was warmer earlier and now it's starting to. Let's press this down while these are in here. Let's press those down, get those to kind of be rectangular, and then I don't have to mess with them anymore. Okay, back in the microwave. Yeah, so we'll press these down and you can see I try to fill them to about halfway. And if you don't like how you fill them, take them out and renuke them, okay? But like I said, be careful how hot you let it get. You don't want the oil separating out. Okay, and then stir it up again. And I have had it where the oils start to separate off the top a little bit. It's not a complete tragedy. I kind of just blot it just a little bit with a napkin, and it's okay. It doesn't make for a dry batch or anything. It's just, you know, a little bit of cleanup. And let's get that in there. Now, depending upon how full you make it and the type of mold and what type of container you want to put these into, then it determines how big of a batch this ends up being for you. Generally, with each cube or little rectangular mold I make, I can get about 12 cubes out of this for the size cube that I cut that goes into my little containers. And I'll show you those containers. This is a little messier than the batch I did earlier. This one looks good. That one's nice and fluid. This one's a little messier. And that's okay because it's gonna get cut anyway. Not quite a perfect cube. If you want a perfect cube, like I said, then take it out and remelt it a little bit, redo it. There we go. Get that in there. Okay, now my gloves are all messy. Let me get rid of these things. And that's all said and done. So then you want to put them in the fridge and let them cool, so then you can unmold them and cut them. So let me get these in the fridge. Okay, great. And let me show you the ones that I did earlier. Let me scoot these over here. Here's the eucalyptus mint ones. I did a nice pretty color. Each cube I was able to cut into 12 smaller cubes, and they're real easy to cut. Not much effort. They're not super solid. They're solid, but they're easy to use. So then you can just cut them. This is how I cut them. And then I'll do 3 across. I kind of score them first to make sure I try to get them even. There we go. And you can leave them just like this if you want. If you want big fat cubes, depending upon how you want to sell them or give them away. What I like to do is then turn them sideways. And I do one more cut. And see how they cut really easy. And I get about a dozen out of each one of these. All right. And they're super easy to use. What you do is you'll tell your gift recipient or your customer that they'll just take one cube, add a little water, crush them up with their hands, which is super easy for them to do. And then they can just run on their body as if it were a sugar scrub that was, you know, in a jar, not in a solid form. Some people have the idea that they'll take this cube and rub it on their skin, and that's not an attractive idea, so be sure to tell them to crush them up. Like I said, very easy to do. And let me show you the packaging that I've done for these little guys. And these I made about 2 hours ago, and they're completely ready to go. All right. You can put them in a nice jar. These are great. Here's, this is an 8-ounce jar. Get your labeling on it. These are activated charcoal, ones that I did with a really light little mint scent. Tiny bit of activated charcoal, don't go crazy. And for easier and more affordable shipping for your customers, I found these really cute little bags. And so here's a little mini version that I also package in with a soap. And I call them Sugar Scrub Rocks. And you fit a few in there. And these are the lavender ones. And then I have a larger version I did. These are the mango ones. And these kept their color really nicely. And it's a larger bag. And I can fit about a dozen of them in here the way I cut them, and I can fit about 8 in here or so. And they're really fun, and I just think it's a real cool packaging idea. And of course they make these in silver and gold, and I've seen other colors or clear, so they're really great. So you've got some different packaging ideas for these. Like I said, you could put them in these straight wall jars, or you could put them in those cute little glass bale jars with those cute little hingy lids. That'd be cute too. Make those look really kind of country and fun. But there they are. There's the Sugar Cube Rocks. Lots of fun. I really enjoy them, and I sold them like crazy over the holidays. I don't put a preservative in them because there's no water product. And ideally, if your customer just takes out 1 or 2 cubes, then they're not actually putting like the whole jar in the shower, having a chance of getting water contamination and then having a mold problem. So, and I haven't had any problems with customers so far saying anything about that. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial. If I missed anything in the video, please let me know. Let me tip that up. Here I am again. If I missed anything in the video, please throw me a message with a question. I'm happy to answer it. Also appreciate you watching. If you're new to the channel, just checking it out, please subscribe. I'm also under Soap Brew House, under Twitter, as well as Facebook and Instagram. So please follow me. I'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.